Today is Wednesday, November 16th, 2016. It's 10:01. I call the meeting of the Monongalia County Commission to order. Let the record reflect that all three commissioners are present. Will everyone please rise for a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Renetta.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
We have 14 exoneration listings for $8,259.47. Vouchers for General County, $410,859.01. 911 cash, $1365. Chestnut Ridge Park, $1219.73. Mason-Dixon Park, $1217.69. Assessor's valuation, $451.24. The Recreation Levy, $293.06. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, $81,399.78. 911, $15,021.60. Chestnut Ridge Park, $473.85. Mason-Dixon Park, $305.07, for a total of $512,606.03. We have budget revisions for the sheriff jail non-reimbursable, the sheriff law enforcement, and the prosecuting attorney. Vacancies for boards and authorities: Mon County Planning Commission, Farmland Protection Board, and Board of Zoning Appeals for the Western Planning District. Judiciary orders of November the 16th, 2016. That's it.
Move for approval. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, introduction of new employees, personnel changes. Chuck, you here for that?
I am.
On behalf of the assessor's office?
I am. Excuse me.
Thank you. Thank you, Renetta.
Ready whenever you guys are.
You're on.
All right.
Your
We have
show.
a new part-time temporary employee in our office, Ben. Ben Joyce. He will be working in data entry. He has at a pay rate of $10 an hour, and he's working 20 hours a week.
Move for approval. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Welcome.
passed. Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Sheriff Kisner.
Sir.
Mike always tells me to stand over here, so I'll go and reverse order this time.
You listen to the director, do you?
Listen to the television director.
There you
He knows what he's talking about. Is that good, Mike? Okay, buddy. We are here today to introduce Anthony Alger as a new deputy sheriff. Anthony, we're very fortunate that he has 3 years of experience with West Virginia University Police Department. He is a graduate of the West Virginia State Police Academy and has met all the requirements of the Monongalia County Civil Service Commission, as well as passing his physical testing, psychological and IQ test. And we would like to start Anthony at $3,279 a month in a position as deputy sheriff. Probation period would be for 1 year, and actually his starting date we have as yesterday.
Oh, good. Move for approval. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to hear you're fully trained and ready
Yes.
to go.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other personnel issues?
No, sir.
Okay, now's the time for comments from the public. If anyone has anything they want to say, Please rise, state your name and address so we can get it on the record. And got 3 minutes. Who we got?
Excuse me.
Go ahead, Travis.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Travis Milano, Director of Main Street, Morgantown. We're at 201 High Street. My purpose of coming here today is that the holiday season fast approaches, and in keeping with that, we would like to request from the county that we be permitted to place a holiday tree on the courthouse square and light it. We have Mr. Raucus, who's a Morgantown resident. He's the owner of the Quarter Pine Tree Farm in Pennsylvania, who has agreed to donate the tree to us for placement on the square. We'd just like to request your permission to do so, and our anticipation is that we would have an event in which we would have a community lighting and hot chocolate, and in keeping with our small business Saturday event that's coming up soon, we might coordinate it with that.
I think that's an excellent idea.
All right.
I would move that we go ahead and do this.
Second, but I have a question.
Okay, I have a
Just-
motion and a second.
Yeah.
Discussion?
Yeah, my only question is, I mean, have we done this before?
It's been done in the past many times. There's no.
Recently,
you don't-
not to my knowledge. no.
Okay.
Okay, but in the past, yes.
It's my understanding that you're not requesting any use of any county funds to do this.
No.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem
It's
with
just
it.
access to the square.
When I was small, I can still remember seeing Santa Claus on the courthouse square. Okay.
The reason why I say that, with the situation developing throughout the country, I want to make sure, what would your feeling be if there were some other religions that,
Well, this is Christmas. It's not that. I understand.
it's,
I know.
I'm just,
No,
I don't want to cause any problems,
Right,
so
sure.
we're more than willing to,
Sure.
you see what I'm saying? I just want to be open.
Well,
We're not- yeah,
I'm in agreement if
Okay.
anyone, the courthouse square belongs to the people.
People.
okay.
Right.
And, as long as we're not expending funds,
Yeah.
number one.
I
And
just-
number two, yes, we would be open to
Okay.
any other religion.
That's fine, I'm just,
Mr. Doyle, you had a question?
Is this about, did I hear a tree on the courthouse square?
Yes.
Who's gonna keep lights on it?
That's a good question.
Here's the thing,
Yeah.
they're gonna be cut, they're gonna be stolen. It's not safe out there, we've tried it many years. I mean,
That's
I
what I
have
was
no
worried
problem
about.
with it, but it's gonna be a problem.
Well, it's gonna be Main Street's responsibility.
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we take that responsibility.
Okay, I'm just
And
saying,
you-
you're
and
gonna
you'll
have
pour-
a-
and
you're gonna
you'll-
have a hard time. I mean, everybody in here that's been around this county knows that every tree we've had out there, the lights have been cut, the lights have been stolen. You just can't keep nothing on this courthouse square, I'm sorry.
Well,
Unless you
hopefully
have
this will be the
security.
first year that
And
will
it
be
will be,
different.
it will be coordinated with,
absolutely.
Bobby.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Now, I have no problem with it, I'm just saying you're gonna have a tough job. I think it'll look good.
He's just giving you a warning, and a warning label, caution.
I've heard,
Yeah.
in my short time at Main Street Morgantown, I've heard lots of warnings about lots of things. But I've also, I've tried to counter the attitude with some things that it's better to do nothing than to try to do some certain things. So I'd like to try.
Sure, well, I just want to make sure, so
Yeah.
we're making sure that we're opening it up for, yeah, okay.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments from the public? Any further comments from the public? Hearing none, we'll close that session. Colleen Kuhn, grants.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I have several requests for reimbursement. The first one is for the VOCA grant in the amount of $5,680.01. The third one is for the Governor's Highway Safety Program, 405D impaired driving, and that's in the amount of $8,104.22. And the last one is for the Community Development Block Grant for HUD in the amount of $1,680.49.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Is that all all you have,
That's all
Colleen?
I have for you today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. It's past 10:10. Do we have anybody here on the objections to the interim report in the estate of Eunice D. Muller? Anybody out there?
No. Oh, good. I thought we were done. What are we supposed to, just approve?
Well, I've read the stuff, but I'm saying just let it go. I mean, if they're
That's
not
right.
here,
That's how I feel. If no one's here to object, then, so do we just need a motion to approve
well,
I don't know.
Isn't this the case where the individual that was had also signed, executors had also signed as the witness?
yeah. Could you ask Colleen to come in here for a second? Rachel Fetty received notice 10 days ago to be here today.
Yeah.
You got, at 4:30 last night, I understand you had some communication since you got there, you packed off.
Correct.
Tell us what she said.
She said that if the siblings no longer wish for her to be the executress, that she is willing to step down for someone to be appointed for that. She was unable to attend today because she had a previous meeting at 9 this morning.
And she waited till 4:30 last night to tell us.
Yes, sir.
Did she tell the other people?
I believe she tried to contact them.
That's probably why they're not here.
The lady who
I've
filed.
seen this pull before,
Yeah.
where you don't show up and then you let the other people not show up and then everything sort of falls apart.
Should we delay it
So
one week?
I'm a little concerned about it.
How about if we put it on next week and notify the individuals? Should we do that? Just to make sure that everyone is treated equitably?
The petitioner did file, or did call yesterday, and you talked to her as well. She left a number, said she couldn't be here today. If you want to try and get her on the phone.
Get her on the phone,
Okay.
please. Let's see, so she was planning on talking, okay. The
Yeah.
person that brought the objections just wants to do it telephonically.
Yes, I can.
Okay, that
Okay.
changes things up a little bit. Let's see what she has to say.
I don't mind going on record. I really dislike dealing with fiduciary situation.
Those are my phone.
I know, it's a he said, she said.
Her name is Sherry Harris.
Sherry Harris.
Ms. Harris?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you're here with the commissioners.
This is Eldon Callan, President of the Commission, and Commissioner Ed Hawkins and Commissioner Tom Bloom are here. We have Miss Rachel Fetty is not here, the executrix. You're the one that filed the objections to the interim report?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, and I've read all the documentation. Also, she has Ms. Fetty, both in her response to your objections and also told our receptionist / grant coordinator that she was not going to be here, but she had no problem with being removed. Is that one of the things you're seeking, or what exactly are you seeking? I know you want.
Yes, sir. That is not what we were seeking, but, if that's what she chooses to do, that's on her. All that I have been trying to do through this whole process is to keep open communication with Attorney Fetty as to the different status of things. And each time I call her or send her an email or any of that sort, she never responds to anything that, we request. She does keep some type of communication with my sister, Nancy, but it's never in reference to the request that we make.
I read your objections, and it seemed to indicate some of those difficulties in much of what Ms. Fetty had put in her documentation. Was there appears to be a repeated request that she step down.
Okay, but one of the main reason why I brought forth this objection at this time was particularly in reference to the insurance on the house.
I would suggest, since there's not a clear request for her removal, I suggest we just refer this whole thing to the fiduciary commissioner.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. We're going to refer this to the fiduciary commissioner. As soon as you find out who is appointed for that, Ms. Harris, you need to call them and set up an appointment so you can have an evidentiary hearing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, Evan Hansen. Evan, Downstream Strategies, Waste to Energy Steering Committee.
Would you prefer I?
You can sit, you can stand, you can introduce your people on that's with you, for the record, so they can get on camera.
My name's Evan Hansen. I'm the president of Downstream Strategies, an environmental consulting company here in Morgantown. And I'm here with two members of the Mon County Solid Waste Authority, Taylor Helmick and Bob McConnell. And I do have one handout to pass around to the
Thank you.
Thank you. Just for the record, I also do attend these meetings of the Solid Waste Authority. So,
I appreciate the opportunity to give an update on this project. Downstream Strategies was hired by the Solid Waste Authority some months ago to look into options for turning municipal solid waste into energy here in Mon County. The Solid Waste Authority is charged with looking into the future and thinking strategically about the best way to address municipal solid waste. Most waste is still sent to a landfill. Some waste is recycled, but the easy single stream recycling is limited to people who live in town. And I know the County Commission and others have been trying to find the best solution possible. And one of the options that the Solid Waste Authority is looking at is whether the waste can economically be used to generate energy or other end products. And this would be a system that would make better use of those resources, and it could also potentially create jobs here in Mon County. We completed an initial report on August 29th and actually spoke about this report at a work session a month or two ago. So the commissioners have a copy of that report, and the report is available to the public online on the Solid Waste Authority's website. After producing that report, which I'll talk about in a minute, a Phase 2 project was initiated in September of this year, and the work is continuing on the Phase 2 project right now. So let me just spend a few minutes going through the highlights of the report, and then I'll share with you where we are on the Phase 2 project. There are several different technologies that can convert municipal solid waste into energy. The main technology that we were looking at is the creation of syngas from municipal solid waste. And then that syngas can be converted into electricity or diesel fuel or other end products. And in addition to syngas, we looked at one other type of facility in which the solid waste is converted into what's called refuse-derived fuel, or RDF. And that is essentially a system where it is sorted and processed somewhat, and then that refuse-derived fuel is burned as a substitute for coal. A refuse-derived fuel facility is being constructed right now in Berkeley County, West Virginia, but it's not operational yet. And there are many syngas facilities across the country and across the world. However, there are no active syngas facilities that use municipal solid waste as a feedstock. They use other feedstocks. And we're specifically looking for a solution that uses municipal solid waste here, although we also looked at the option of also using waste tires, because there are so many waste tires in West Virginia and they have a high energy content, and also the potential to mix in coal. Due to the decline of coal production, that this could be an opportunity to also help increase coal production somewhat and help support some coal jobs. Generally, what we found is that this does not seem to be the best time right now to move forward with such a plant. The economics are difficult right now, and the economics are difficult for a couple of reasons. One is that natural gas prices are very low now, and natural gas would be a substitute for the syngas, and it makes it very difficult to be cost competitive in generating electricity or creating diesel fuel if natural gas is low. And on top of that, the price of diesel fuel is very low. So if you're creating diesel fuel and you want to sell it on the open market or sell it through a contract, nobody's going to want to buy it if it's more expensive than what they can buy on the street. There are a lot more detailed analysis and recommendations in the report, but what we recommended for phase 2 was that we monitor these market conditions and monitor some of the facilities that are either under construction or planned for construction, and we communicate frequently with the Solid Waste Authority and with the steering committee over the next 6 months to try to decide if the economics might have shifted. And the updates I have on phase 2 are on that handout that I passed around. And the first updates are related to facilities. So there is some news with some facilities that are moving forward across the country. There is a facility in Nevada, the Sierra Biofuels facility, that is under construction now, and it will use multiple feedstocks, including municipal solid waste. So that's a plant that we want to keep learning about and keep track of it once it's built and see how well it works. There's a second plant in Tennessee, the PHG Energy plant, and that uses as a feedstock biomass and tires. So it's a little bit different from municipal solid waste, but that's a plant that just opened in October 2016, so we'll be tracking that. And there are other small gasification-based projects in Europe that we're tracking. There are some specific ones we listed in our phase 2 proposal that we were going to track in the United States, and there's been no movement or no recent news on those. And then the other update on the back is just to show you that we have begun tracking some of these market conditions that could make a difference in the economics of such a plant. And I don't think it's worth going through the details, but among those are the natural gas prices and the diesel prices. When I gave an update at the work session, we talked about the steering committee, and Commissioner Hawkins, who's, as you noted, participates in Solid Waste Authority meetings, is going to participate on that steering committee, and we're still in the process of putting that together. But we plan to have people who are both technical experts and people who understand some of the legal and policy ramifications of this, so that we can provide the information that we learn and get feedback. That's my update, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Questions?
I have none.
Well, it's always good to look forward on things.
I just felt it was important enough that we should at least inform the public that even though no action can be taken at this time, it is something that is being studied. It is still a concern. So,
Yeah, that's a good point, and I guess that was the point I was going to. West Virginia, to get out of the doldrums it's in, is going to take their focus into new technologies and new ways of doing things and looking more at the end products and rather than just removing all our natural resources. So I think this is key in what you're doing, and I commend you, Mr. Hanson, and you all from the Solid Waste Authority. I very much appreciate your efforts and commitment to move this forward. Appreciate the update.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, correspondence, Sheriff Kenneth A. Kisner, notice of ticket suspended from the tax lien sale.
This was really just for your information. The sale is already over.
Yeah.
Right.
We received this notification after our last meeting. We didn't have a meeting last week.
You want to add anything, Sheriff?
Basically, what it entailed was a bankruptcy filing,
Right.
and since we had knowledge of the bankruptcy, we had to pull those tickets from the lien sale.
Yeah, I read that, that's fine. Okay. Sean, Morgan, Steptoe, and Johnson offer to provide no-cost training to law enforcement officials. Want to read that letter?
Sure. Dear Commissioners, I write to offer the opportunity for Steptoe and Johnson, PLLC, to provide no-cost training to Monongalia County law enforcement officials concerning search and seizure issues, defense of civil rights claims, and other matters relevant to police work that may assist the officers and the Commission to avoid mistakes and to minimize liability claims. Our firm previously has provided this training, which has been well received by law enforcement officers in other communities and municipalities in West Virginia. Attorneys who are available to provide this training include a former West Virginia State Police trooper, a former federal prosecutor, and those with experience in defending 1983 civil rights actions and other types of lawsuits brought on by prisoners and criminal defendants and other citizens. Because of our firm's experience, we are uniquely qualified to assist your law enforcement officers in making the best decisions as they keep our citizens safe. Please contact me to arrange a training date and location, and so that I can answer any questions that you regarding this opportunity. Sean Morgan.
As everyone saw, the letter was passed on to the sheriff. That's up to the sheriff to decide what you
Right.
want to do.
Yeah.
But I thought it was important that we took public notice of it.
and it's free.
Yeah, everyone likes free.
It's good, it's a good offer.
Right, I thought so
Anytime
too.
we can get training. I know the former trooper that he's talking about, and he's a very good instructor, very knowledgeable. So, yeah, what we would obviously look at is their curriculum, and if it's approved by the law enforcement professional standards committee, to make sure that it's approved for in-service training. And if that's the case, we would absolutely take advantage of it.
Good, thank you. Next correspondence, Barbara DeMary, Region 6 Workforce Development Board retirement announcement. You want to read that?
Dear Commissioner Callan, please accept this letter as formal notice of my retirement from Region 6 Workforce Development Board effective December 31st, 2016. After very long and thoughtful deliberation, my husband and I have made the decision to build a home in St. Augustine, Florida. As you are aware, we have traveled back and forth over the past 5 years and now plan to make that area our winter home. I cannot express how fortunate I feel to have been part of the Region 6 Workforce Development Board as its director. The encouragement that you and the board have shown to me over the past 10 years surpasses any expectations that I had when I first accepted this position. My career with Region 6 has been not only been professional, rewarding, but also on a personal level. I can honestly say that I have never had a job that I received so much support from those who hired me. My desire is to make the transition a smooth one for my staff and board members. I will be working over the next 2 months to be certain that that does happen. I wish the best for Region 6 Workforce Development Board, and I know that it will continue to succeed in as a leader in the state. Sincerely, Barbara DeMary, Executive Director.
As you know, I'm president of the local elected official board for Workforce Development Board. And I want to take this opportunity to point out again that our Region 6 made up of 13 counties, was selected as the National Association of Counties Model Workforce Investment Board throughout all the United States. Barbara DeMary is, of course, the primary leader of that, that's made that possible. It's going to be a loss. She's done an excellent job. I'm working with the workforce board officers to start the search process, and hopefully that will be completed rather quickly. But I wanted everyone to be aware of that. Okay. Morgantown Public Library, July-September 2016 financial report.
I think you all received a
Yeah.
copy of that.
Again, this is a demonstration of the various people that beneficiaries of different levies, their attempt to ensure that all financial records and everything they're doing with the levy money becomes part of the public record by sending it here, so
Right.
people know that if they want to know what the fire departments are doing, or what the library is doing, or what transit is doing, it is here as a public record. They don't have to run all over the county to find it. So that was one of the agreements we had with the various interests, that we have their financial reports here, so any citizen can come in right in here and get it. Okay. Unfinished business. I'm sorry, any further correspondence?
I have one I got yesterday. It's a letter from Denzel Slaughter, who's a board member of the River Road PSD. I am currently serving an appointment to the River Road Public Service District that is set to expire on April 30th, 2020. Unfortunately, due to issues related to other employment, I must request that my appointment end at the earliest convenience. I will continue to serve until such time as the PSD has secured another suitable candidate. It has been a pleasure to serve in this capacity, and I appreciate your consideration, Denzel Slaughter.
Okay.
So we'll make
We
that
need to make sure, Ben, if you'd put that in the paper, I'd appreciate that we need someone for that. They just have to be in the region, right?
They have to be a resident of that service district.
Resident of
Yeah.
that service district, yeah, thank you.
Customer, I guess, not resident, customer.
Customer
Yeah.
of that service district,
Yeah.
okay, thank you, I just wanted to clarify. Any further correspondence?
No, that's all.
Unfinished business, do we have any unfinished business? Hearing none, move on to new business. Consideration of appointment to collaborative committee between the Monongalia County Commission, West Virginia University, and Bow Park to expanding riverfront arts and recreation. Mr. John Provins?
Province.
Provins? And
He is here today.
and you're Mr. Provins. How you doing?
Appreciate you coming
Yeah,
down.
appreciate very much. And Commissioner Hawkins was
We-
to be on that.
Yes. I would like to submit his name to be approved as the second appointee representing us on this board. We're going to try and find a shorter name. Okay? I discussed this with Director Birch, but we will come up with something that's just a little
Okay,
bit
John
less.
P. Yeah, I'll second that.
Good.
I have a motion and a second. I just add that this is really moving forward to what can be, and the vision of what can and should be in the river, and the cooperation between all the counties, and can really make a difference to this river. So I commend you for your willingness to serve. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Do you have
Welcome aboard.
anything to say, Mr. Province?
I'm very proud and honored to get to be part of this. The Mon River is a jewel that we need to take advantage of. It's came a long way over the last 30 years with riverfronts flourishing in both Morgantown and Fairmont. A lot of ecotourism can be had.
Yeah.
I believe this is also a first,
Yes.
and you might want to mention it
That is a
because
first, yeah.
he is from Marion County,
Right.
why you recommended it. for
Well,
the job.
we felt that first of all, in our partnerships that we hope to achieve, that working and reaching out to something and somebody that has already been successful in this endeavor, that we would be aided. So this is somebody that is not within our county, but he not only accepted, but actually wanted to come down and introduce himself. And when I find that I'm giving a job to somebody that's not getting paid for it, and they're enthusiastic about it, I'm always very happy. So he did come out, and we've already spoken, and I look forward to our first meeting with him included.
Thank you. Any, okay.
We received a requisition from, or a report from the state treasurer's office that there is $51,481.19 that can be transferred over to start to another payment to pay off the bonds for the University Town Center. This was for October.
Okay.
So I just have a requisition to approve the transfer.
So moved.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
That's another good news.
That's
Yes.
moving forward. Okay, any further new business?
No, that's fine.
Hearing none, reports from elected officials. Carrie, you have anything?
The county commission conducted their canvass and declared the results on Monday at
Right.
3:46. So the commission needs to set a date to certify
Oh, yeah.
the results. We have not received any requests for a recount. So the 48-hour, once the 48-hour period would end today at 3:46. Anytime after 3:46, you would need to either put it on next week's agenda or set a special meeting. I would bring to your attention, however, the two levies that are on the ballot, the brunch bill and the Sunday hunting, go into effect from certification. But I do believe that Sunday hunting, this particular Sunday is eliminated from the bill anyway. So just more information for you to make your decision when
I
you want to
believe,
certify the
yeah,
election.
I believe there's been a request to have a meeting tomorrow. In fact, that's on my agenda at
Yes.
4 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need
The-
to
what- Did you,
Well, I just,
did you
we haven't
pass,
officially.
did you pass a motion to?
No.
No.
Is that a motion to?
Yes, I would move that we have a special meeting at 4 o'clock on Thursday.
I'll second that motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, we have a special meeting
Yes.
Yes.
to certify. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
Do you not need a 48-hour notice for your special meeting?
Yes, you do. Thank you, Carrie.
Okay, I thought
It would be,
well, it was in the paper, but it wasn't official.
it wasn't official. If you didn't vote on it.
Well,
So you could hold it on Friday at
9 in the morning. I mean, 'cause
10 o'clock.
Friday at 10 o'clock, 10:30.
I can't. I have. Can we do it at 9 o'clock? 9:30 even.
1 second. I'm good.
Okay, 9:30.
9.
9.
It's really,
Yes.
it's really not
Okay.
48
I mean, it's
hours.
basically-
I mean, we're
Oh, it's-
changing it for 48 hours, so it
Oh,
has to
okay.
be.
Well,
Well, I mean, what you're changing this for is just simply for the brunch bill on Sunday.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
it has no effect on the Sunday hunting. We can either
Right.
set it at the agenda of next Wednesday or have a special meeting so that
well,
people
I'd like to
may
have the special meeting because we have such a large populace
crowd coming in.
Coming in.
I understand.
this weekend.
I am more than willing to come in on Friday to have this meeting.
Well,
Let's,
oh, I see. We can't do it. Okay. Yeah, how about I've sent 30. How about noon?
no.
48 hours.
Well, 48 hours, anytime after 10:20 on Friday.
Oh, you're talking Friday.
10:40
Yeah, Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry,
I
Friday.
can't do noon.
Okay.
I've already spoken for, but we have a grand opening that we're supposed to be at
Right.
11:30.
Well, can the two of you do it on 10:40 on?
Yes.
Well, we won't be down here, though. Well,
The grand opening is at 11:30.
He needs to certify.
To certify, because I can't be here, but as long as there's two of you.
I can be here at 10:30, before the 11:30 that we have.
all right. Let's,
I'll amend.
Retract
I'll
the
amend.
other-
I will amend it to now change it to 10:40 at, on Friday morning.
Second the motion.
A motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed, all right.
Let it be noted to the great lengths that we have gone to accommodate
sure
this
that-
brunch bill.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's
Just so,
right.
just so the public knows.
Well, it's an economic.
It is,
benefit, that's
and
why I'm hoping-
I'm fine.
Yes.
Okay. Sheriff, you have anything? Ron, you have anything?
Sure I do.
How about Mayor Johnson? I saw him out there. Did he leave already? He must have left. Okay. Reports from county commissioners. Tom?
Yes, the only issue I want to bring up, I was reading the newspaper about the Your Community Foundation and what they do for our community, and I would ask that, with your permission, I'd like to ask them to come to a committee of the whole, because this week I received
Committee of the whole?
There's the city council, a work session. I was listening to the talk show today. I would like to invite them to a work session because I received some disturbing phone calls from a number of local organizations that stated that Your Community Foundation has dropped them. And being that we support them, I'd like to know a little more clarification, but I can give you some, such as Mountain Robotics, Shelley Marshall, Empty Bowls, UHS Alumni, UHS After Prom, MHS, Athletic Boosters, Met Theater, Bow Park. All of them have now been told that come December they will not be able to use Your Community Foundation. So I'd like to get a clarification and get an
Call them in for
understanding
work
of that.
session?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is that-
you can request that.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Entitled to request
Thank you.
it. Anything further?
No, that's it at this time.
Now, I need to clarify, I do have a menorah in my house, okay? Relative to the vote that we took earlier, okay, regarding the Christmas
bring
tree.
it down courthouse
No, I won't bring it, but I just want Tom to know that I do have
Oh,
one in
no,
my
I
house.
just, you understand,
yes,
being Jewish, that I was
that's
concerned
why-
that someone's gonna call me up immediately and say,
That's why I
How
was,
dare
you signified one, and I wanted to make it very.
that's why I wanted to clarify
Yeah.
that I believe in, I will
Very for
cover, I will
everyone.
cover all my bases, no matter
Thank you.
what,
I have
okay?
one in my
Uh,
office.
The Landmarks Board did meet here. We are starting to make an assessment of what we have relative to historical properties. So if you, as a citizen out there, have some indication of something that you know to be of historical import around in your area that you wish to communicate it, please get it to me. I can also be available at the Historical Society. That meeting will be on Friday. So we're starting that assessment just simply by voluntary contribution. We're also going to see what we can get through the GIS mapping, if we can do overlays of these historical import areas. So that's beginning. Had a very good meeting yesterday with Senator Roman Prezioso here and Rocco Petrola, and we are starting our discussion of the meeting of the North Central Commissioners to be held in Marion County. It will most likely be in the middle of December in Marion County. Okay. But it's going along, and it was really a good meeting. And now this, I will say, this is me personally speaking. I know I'm a commissioner, but I would personally like to express my support for the hiring of Glenn Kelly as the Morgantown City Manager. And that's it.
I've already made public announcement of that to MAP and others, and Main Street and others, that Glenn Kelly's key to keeping the runway extension alive. And so I won't add anything to it.
I won't add, just because of my working relationship with the city, I don't want to make a
You get along?
pro or con, so I don't want to cause any problems, so I will stay
Okay.
quiet on that.
All right. Well, I like I said, I've already made my feeling public to the council privately and to other groups. A couple things coming up that will be coming up in the next couple weeks for us to look at. You know, they've been working on these power plants, these different approvals to put power plants on the locks and get the licenses. Went through the FERC, the first part. So our concern is, although FERC, that's Federal Energy Regulation Committee,
Commission.
Energy Regulation Commission, did not include in their approvals, which they said they didn't necessarily have to, our demands that they, and you know, we've been involved in this a number of times and approved a number of different letters, that they include mitigation for any blockage of fishing so that you can get still fish in and around the power plant or in and around the locks. We've come up with UMBRA, and when I say we, it's UMBRA and fishing tournament associations and us, the commission. We have, and the Corps of Engineers as well. We have presented different plans. The next phase goes to the DEP, and that will be the letter we're working on right now for drafting. Hopefully we'll get it in. I think it's due December 1st, maybe December 1st. I'm not exactly sure. Sometime in December. So that will be important to have that letter because the DEP can require mitigations in their submission of a license and permit, which I think is very, very important. This power plant company's been, or this company promoting power plants has been working on this for some time, and as you know, I've been working on it with the city and other people involved with them. And the concern, of course, was the rails trails, blocking the rails trails, and MRTC and Ella has been involved in this as a concern. They're looking at putting it in river. Well, if they put it in river and don't provide for access on the Morgantown side, you basically block off some of the best fishing. And we came up with a plan for actually a fishing ramp, handicapped fishing ramp all around it. So that's the goal we're trying to get in there in DEP. We're just to let you know, we're still working on the heroin epidemic. We've come up with Granville. We've come up with a steering committee working with Lieutenant Bucky Forbes and Latina. And we're going to have a meeting tomorrow at 9 o'clock to actually format the various suggestions that came forth in the last meeting, so that we can move forward on actual programs to address and deal with the heroin epidemic. That's my report. Anything further? Have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you.